Netherlands, we've been waiting for months for Fitna the movie to be released on the net. How long before it was released to your site were you noticed the thing? How did it go?
Well, we were contacted by Wilders' office, and they asked, would you be okay if we put the video on Liveleak? Because we've had some problems with other sites. So we were perfectly clear to them. As far as we're concerned, it's a video. You make an account, you upload it.
People want to see you, so I think you better step
That's
up.
it. Am I too quiet?
Or not, they want the sound up, they want the sound up.
Or just move the microphones higher on your lapel.
Okay. My beard. There we go. How's that? Is that better? Okay, sorry about that. Where did I get up to?
You were phoned
yes.
by Geert Wilders.
Now, they did contact us and said, would it be okay if we hosted the video with your site? We're having problems with other sites. It's too long for some. Others have refused them. Point blank. Now, the main thing for us at this, we treated it as any other video. They had to upload it. It had to go through our approval like any video does. We weren't going to get involved in the content. We certainly weren't going to practice preemptive censorship upon anybody, whether we like the message in a video or not. So we didn't hear anything for, I think it was close to 2 weeks, and then it showed up.
And it showed up. They just uploaded it and it was viewable.
They uploaded it, the mods checked it over, and then we checked it over.
And what do you mean by the moderators checked it over?
Well, moderators have a responsibility to make sure that uploads are within our rules. Some do slip through occasionally, can't be helped. There was no way Fitna was going to slip through.
Do you have any rules?
Yeah, of course we do, yeah.
What kind of
no illegal media, no things like child pornography, hardcore pornography, extreme glorification of violence. If people have set violence to music to glorify it, there's no point in this. It doesn't do anything. People should be shocked by media. Don't get me wrong. People should have their eyes opened, but to make it puerile just takes away from the message anyway.
And then you put on the movie, and what happened?
Well, half of Holland logged in for a start. Literally half of Holland, judging by the numbers. Briefly, we did contact the Muslim Council of Great Britain and said, look, this has come up. We'd like to offer you space on our front page, a right to reply. We'll give you equal exposure. We want you to have a right to reply. They said, sounds great, we'll get back to you. Never did. Instead, what we got were threats of increasing severity. We have a traffic light system for threats. Green is your average, oh my God, I hate you, I'm going to hack you. Amber is, I'm going to kill all your family with a knife, if only you'll fly to where I am and allow me to do it. And then obviously red are the very serious threats which contain information that makes people worried. Now we are an internet company. We don't have venture capitalists hanging out of back pockets. We don't have endless resources. So when this happened, we were forced to take Fitna down. Now we knew we were going to replace it once we had all our ducks in a row where security was concerned. But we couldn't tell anybody that because the pressure would not have eased at all. And the irony is, during the 48 hours it was down, all of the hate mail and all of the threats then came from predominantly the US. From people that supported the anti-Islamic sentiment, then decided that we were siding with Islam and that we were suffering from a dimitude and we deserved to die for removing it. And throughout all of this, we've never shied away from the fact we will show things that offend people. If we say we're not going to show something because it will offend 1.5 billion Muslims, then we have to not show something that will offend 1.5 billion of somebody else. And in the end, what do you show? So after the threats from people purporting to be Muslim, the threats for 48 hours from all manner of people, we then put the video back up and it was then removed by Wilders himself. So
because of copyright violations?
Yes, copyright violations as far as we know.
Jonathan pointed out.
So it was he removed it from the site or put the request in, it was removed, and then he uploaded another version which certainly didn't draw anywhere near the attention or the problems that we had with the initial upload.
If he wouldn't, because it's, it sounds rather silly that somebody who risks the thorn of Muslim radicals says, okay, there's something wrong with copyrights, I take it down, it sounds like copyrights are more dangerous than the Taliban or Al-Qaeda. Or
I'm certainly not about to speak for Geert Wilders.
No.
I don't know the man.
But
I don't know how he thinks. But no, I can, in a way, if he believes his point is valid in what he makes in the video, then he has to be seen to adhere to law. You know, you can't say, these people are terrible, these people break the laws, but so do I.
Okay.
You can't do that.
And then you got threatened, the video came back up.
Yeah.
And was it viewable in all countries?
Yeah, well, there are certain countries Liveleak isn't terribly viewable in. Indonesia did ban us for 2 weeks. They actually sent faxes to a lot of the, well, they wanted to send faxes to a lot of the major video sites. Now, I don't know if there are any journalists in the room that did contact. We got a lot of contacts from Dutch journalists. You realise how hard it is to get us to respond to you guys, to anybody. We try not to editorialise. We try to stay under the radar as much as possible. We normally turn down things like this, but being it was called press freedom, how could we turn it down? So Indonesia sent us an email saying, give us your fax number so that we can tell you we're going to ban you. We didn't respond, obviously. We just let them ban us. And after 2 weeks, they realised no one actually noticed or cared, and they just lifted the blanket bans. But I do believe they're still blocking certain content on sites like Liveleak, YouTube, Meta Cafe, Rapid Share, and some other sites.
I think you are the most banned site in the world, aren't you?
I think that's a little harsh.
Because France, Germany...
Well, Germany have never banned us. The German government have never threatened to ban us. Certain pressure groups within Germany have tried pressuring us. But then again, we've had pressure from Iran, who accused us of being part of a Dutch Anglo conspiracy against Islam. America, where one congressman accused me of not being a good corporate citizen because I wouldn't remove media he didn't want us to show. The British press have made it blatantly clear they're not terribly fond of us and have attacked us on a few occasions. And in a way, they actually helped facilitate some of the problems we had with Fitna by linking
Have
my
you
name.
ever given in to a request?
No.
Never?
No, that would be wrong.
Okay, because I asked, and then I think we started with the debate, is there was some fuss in England or in Britain about the happy slapping videos.
Oh, yeah.
Liveleak. And now I read in the regulations, happy slapping
Well,
videos
no, we've
are not
never...
allowed anymore.
Well, the thing is, we will show them, and we always have. What we've never allowed is, we're very in touch with our site. The moderators are very much part of it. I'm very much part of it. You see patterns in uploading. Now, on something as massive as YouTube, that's going to be very hard, especially without the setup. But you'll see patterns. If a happy slapping video pops up, and it's posted by someone that posts a lot of different media, you can be sure he wasn't a party in that event. But if we do see a pattern there, we've never made it a secret that we will help the authorities. We make no secret of that whatsoever. We will reflect reality, but we will not be a party to anything like that, to any sort of illegal activity.
And is that because it is a British example?
Well, I believe there are a lot of US examples as well. But
because, you know,
the whole thing with the British one was kind of strange because it was Panorama that brought it up. The interview itself lasted somewhere in the region of 2.5 hours. And in the end, what they did was ascribe to Liveleak the same operational standards and techniques as YouTube and ignored everything else because it made, let's face it, it makes better television if you can say, oh, look, there's the bad guy. He likes watching children getting beaten up. And it worked for them. They did very well out of it. It was a very well-rated show, and it didn't harm us in any particular way because we've never shied away from what we do, and we've always stated it quite bluntly.
It didn't lead to a policy change?
No, not at all, no.
Okay.